Hey, what's up? This is Joe. This video is going to take you on a ride into the state of New Mexico, including moto camping in the desert, riding across the Sacramento mountain range, and meeting up with a buddy in Alamogordo for some good old-fashioned American fun.
I'm pretty sure the 223 will actually be a little bit less accurate than that. That's what I used to shoot it with.
The road to Alamogordo took me from West Texas into New Mexico and included both hot, barren desert as well as some indescribably beautiful mountain scenery. A buddy of mine lived out there on his own patch of desert land and spent his days doing target practice, riding motorcycles, and flirting with just about every waitress in town. I've been telling him for a while I'd come out and visit sometime, and it just so happened that it worked out well as I was on my way out west. Oh, friggin' absolutely brutally hot out here, and no shade to speak of. Still in Texas, south of Carlsbad a little bit. I didn't really want to do another long day. I'm still honestly pretty tired from yesterday. Yeah, it's hot as hell. I'm heading to Carlsbad, find a coffee shop up there, sit down in the air conditioning, charge up some of my devices, and got a spot north of Carlsbad a little ways off of some like pretty gnarly gravel roads. Just gonna wait until it starts to cool off and then head over there. Got some of these hamburger patties. They really do them well here. And one of the added benefits of going to Mickey D's in New Mexico, you get these roasted hatch green chilies, which the state is famous for and very proud of. The hatch green chilies are a variety developed right here in New Mexico. They're slightly sweet, mildly picante, and with a unique texture which comes from the roasting process. All right, well, after hiking back in there a ways, this is still the best spot. This is where I stayed last time. It was absolutely windy as hell, as is pretty typical out here, but basically I got that little mound sort of blocking me from that side. And I got this hill on that side, and as long as the wind doesn't change directions and start coming in from that way or that way, I should be all right. All right, a little bit of ribs and a salad from the grocery store. It's not that I don't feel like cooking a steak, because I always feel like cooking a steak. I just got to sit down and do some editing because I got a shitload of footage to go through. So, bon appetit. right, we're in the desert at the moment. The sunrises and sunsets are absolutely spectacular. Way over here, you got the reflection coming off the clouds. Really 360 degrees, it's pretty spectacular. So anyway, it didn't get nearly as cold as I thought it might. A lot of the times in the desert, it's absolutely sweltering hot in the day and then freezing cold at night. It was relatively comfortable. The night before last, when I was in the mountains, was absolutely freezing cold. Anyway, I'm getting used to the new time change. I just changed over into mountain time. So I woke up an hour earlier than usual. That's what they call an arroyo. Kind of a dry little miniature canyon. You gotta definitely watch your step walking next to one of these. Well, that's kind of interesting. Just sort of a standalone sinkhole. All right, so from here, I'm heading north a little bit to the town of Artesia, kind of hang out there, get some supplies, and then heading across the mountains to Alamogordo to meet up with a friend of mine, probably hang out at his place for a couple of days, and then consider my next move. All right, so I've been editing video inside this crazy looking library for the last couple hours. So now I'm gonna head west across the Sacramento Mountain range, which is the home of the Mescalero tribe, and meet my buddy Randall at a barbecue place out there, about an hour and a half away from here. It's been brutally windy out here. Fortunately, I got this mountain range kind of blocking me, but had just a bitch of a crosswind coming in from that way. Fortunately, there's not a lot of big trucks on this road.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good to see you, man.
You too.
All
A
right.
little different ride than the 300, huh?
Oh, is that what you're on, the black
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I just got.
Is it?
Go
Cool.
over there and look at that menu and pick out
All
anything
right.
you want.
There we go. We got some absolutely delicious pulled pork right here. Best I've had in a long time.
It's good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I appreciate it, brother.
You're welcome.
After catching up over lunch, Randall and I headed down the mountain to his place in Alamogordo on the western side of the mountains. I wasn't expecting much from the ride, but was blown away pretty much as soon as we'd left.
There used to be a train
Yeah.
that would go from El Paso up to Cloudcroft way
Really?
back in the day, because they cut timber out of these hills to ship logs up for all the gold and silver mines, you know, for the supports.
Yeah.
And two brothers, because they got a train to put the track down to Alamogordo. And then they got investors, and they built it. There used to be something like 14 trestles going across back and forth to get to the top.
Bam.
You know, because those steam engines could only go so much of an angle.
Yeah.
You saw the right when you came out of town on the left there, was a place you could go over, and they got all kinds of signage and everything you can read up on it.
Yeah.
And if you're there long enough, they got an old whistle that toots down in the canyon. You go, toot, toot.
Damn.
You know, and it's cool as hell
Wow.
because you look at the trestle thinking a train's coming.
So this is camp inside Randall's garage. Had a fantastic night of sleep out here. I don't have to worry about the wind or hail or storms or anything else. Basically, he says the wind always comes from that way. He's kind of out in the desert out here, right on the edge of those crazy mountains that I came through yesterday. So he's got the best of both worlds. So he's a retired Navy guy and has an arsenal of high-powered toys, as you'll see later. So we're taking some of those out to the shooting range.
I bought a new 45 Colt pistol, and I put it in the saddlebag on my Harley, in the case.
Yeah.
And the next day I got up and had my coffee, and I said, I'm going to go outside of town. So I Colorado Springs. And on the way out, a deer jumped out of the ditch, and I T-boned it, and it just about killed me. I did a flying W off the bike on my Harley, hit face first in the blacktop, and it broke all the bones on the left side. And the plastic surgeon put it all back together. My lucky thing is, the guy behind me was a trauma nurse, and I was dead in the road when he brought me back.
At least we're kind of downwind.
Yeah, everything's going to be behind us 99% of the time. But it was dead calm before we got here.
Yep.
I'm going to set him up at 50. He's there, I'm here.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Where's that? You just press him straight down.
Okay. Going that way?
Yeah. Because the open part, that's where the tip goes. Got it?
Yep. The wind's kind of coming in from that way, so I'm having to compensate.
Just a little bit, not much.
Yeah. Are you keeping your brass?
No.
Okay.
Well, my 222 I reload because that is my real accurate rifle.
Yeah.
It's very accurate compared to this. I mean, it'll shoot circles around this thing. I mean, you can set a dime out there at 100 yards and I can put 3 bullets through that dime. For this, you're gonna hit. You might hit it once, but you're gonna hit around it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, here's the big daddy right here.
Springfield Armory.
Randall comes prepared, man. This is what we're working with right here. If the shit goes down, I'm going to his house.
Yes. And to release the bolt, just take your finger, pull back a little bit, let it go. And it'll slam forward and load it.
Okay. All right, so this is my progress with the AR. Actually, the first group was not bad. Actually, he's got a really nice scope, obviously. The second group, maybe I got a little cocky. The third group, I got a lot cocky. This guy right here, I wouldn't worry about that guy right there. The last group was some of Randall's hand-loaded ammunition. All right, this is his Moto Guzzi V7. He's gonna let me take this for a ride down to the Mexican restaurant. He's got these special custom wheels with the spokes that kind of go into that sort of slot on the wheel. It's got ABS, a bunch of other bells and whistles. I'm excited. I've never ridden one of these before. Oh yeah. It's got its own character.
Yes, very much.
Having traveled extensively throughout Mexico, I tend to be pretty picky when it comes to eating Mexican food in the U.S. Believe me when I say this was some of the best I've had north of the border. Which way are we going out of here? That way? It was so good, I ate the whole damn burrito in one sitting. A dust storm kicked up and we hightailed it back to Randall's place, riding through intense winds typical in the region this time of the year. Due to the low center of gravity, the Guzzi handled it like a champ. Yeah, I got a little bit of a dust storm out there. Clouds of dust were blowing across the road, but it's pretty much obscured the view of the mountains. He tells me there's, what is it, White Sands Park? Yeah, White Sands National Park. He said it throws up all this gypsum in the air. It's not really sand, it's just gypsum. And it's just kind of blowing over this way and all the way back towards those mountains over there. But this is a pretty nice little spread he's got out here. He's got his trailer right there with a cover, sort of enclosure type of deal. And it's blocking him from where the wind usually comes in from the southwest. He's got a couple of Connex boxes. Then you got my house, and this has been doing pretty good. Brought me an extension cord out here so I can charge all the important stuff. At the moment, just clean my windshield because I'm sure there's people that were gonna complain. Oh yeah, there we go. We're doing it right. That's a cool little, what'd you call this thing? Hibachi?
Hibachi.
Yeah, where'd you get that?
Lodge makes them.
Lodge.
The oval ones are hard to find.
I may have seen these in like
Your outdoor.
Yeah, like a
Sportsman's,
Tractor Supply,
Cabela's. No,
Okay.
Tractor Supply could have them.
maybe. Yeah. Pull. Oh.
Then you can try it again another time.
Yeah, next time I'm in
Well,
town.
when he comes in through next year.
I wasn't buying it to make money off it.
See, I'm doing everything I can, Dave, to entice him to make this an annual event.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, for that device?
That Joe will send me a text and he'll say, get my spot ready. I'll be there, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
You bet. You bet. No problem. Thank you for your help getting those targets.
Not a problem. Happy to do it. Randall sure was cool about letting me shoot up so much of his ammo. And if I lived a different lifestyle, I'd be doing the same thing as often as possible. After a morning of trap shooting, we headed to the White Sands National Park.
Oh, so what I mean about having a clean windshield.
Yeah, man. People might complain. Randall's got bugs on his windshield.
Randall's got bugs and streets on his windshield. How am I supposed to see anything?
If you come out to Alamogordo, there's one thing you absolutely have to do, which is head up to McGinn's to see the giant pistachio. I think there's even a law about it somewhere. All right, you got to come out here and see the giant pistachio. I've been seeing signs for this ever since before I got to Carlsbad. These are some young pistachio trees out here. They got some bigger ones further back. Apparently they grow well out here. I had some really good pistachios in Saudi Arabia, so I guess they kind of like more dry, sort of arid type of climates. This place is like a mecca for all things pistachio related. Got some green chili flavored pistachios. Cheers. Those are some good pistachios. They had samples out of each of the different flavors they offered, and as you might imagine, I tried all of them. The winner for me was oddly enough the dill pickle flavor, which had a kind of addictive zing to it. All right, so I've been here for about the last 4 days, hanging out with Randall and exploring some of Alamogordo. It's a really cool place because you got the desert and the mountains and the white sands. Something about the desert always really speaks to me. So I'm heading southwest out of here and do some more desert camping.
Remember KOAs used to be really, really popular?
Really?
Back 20, 30 years ago.
Dude,
Good Sam and all that.
Yeah. I won't stay at one just out of principle. I've seen them charging like $50 for
when I did it,
put your tent.
Joe, it was $8.
$8?
And they had coffee and donuts at the clubhouse in the morning. Hot showers. Well, the first time I was at the north rim of the Grand Canyon, they had a tour bus there. And these really sweet old ladies come over and just start talking to me like crazy. And I wound up giving 2 of them a ride because their husbands used to ride motorcycles and they missed it so much, you know? And I said, well, would you like a ride? I'll give you. Oh, would you please? They didn't give a fuck they had a dress on, you know? They just pulled that fucker up and straddle and, you know, we went for a couple mile ride and come back and she goes, oh, you don't know how good that makes me feel. You know what I mean?
Shoot, man.
70-year-old woman. You know, I'm in my late 20s, early 30s. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome, ma'am. I says, it gets in your blood, doesn't it? She goes, oh, yeah. Get going, Joe.
All right, we'll see you, brother. Without any real idea of where in the hell I was headed exactly, I hit the road and kept moving. There was a town in southern Arizona called Sierra Vista, which I'd never been to, and that in itself was enough of an excuse to start heading that way. So as always, if you enjoy this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box for anybody that might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.